A man calmly confesses to the murder of 100 innocent children, providing evidence of his crimes in chilling detail. A man who became the face of horror in Pakistan, leaving an entire nation in shock. Who was Javed Iqbal, and what drove him to commit such unimaginable crimes? Welcome to the Murder Maze, where we unravel the darkest stories of humanity. Today, we dive deep into the life, crimes, and legacy of Javed Iqbal, a man whose actions still haunt history. Let's begin. End quote. Early life and background. Javed Iqbal Mughal was born on October 8, 1956, in Lahore, Pakistan. He was the sixth of 8 children in a middle-class family. His father, Muhammad Ali Mughal, was a successful businessman, and the family lived a relatively comfortable life. Despite this, Javed's childhood was far from ideal. From an early age, Javed displayed troubling behavior. He was described as reclusive and often distanced himself from his siblings and peers. His interactions were limited, and his aggressive tendencies made it difficult for him to form meaningful relationships. Despite these challenges, he managed to complete his education and eventually opened a small steel recycling business, which provided him financial independence. However, beneath this surface of normalcy lay a deeply disturbed mind, a mind that would later spiral into unthinkable darkness. The path to darkness. In the 1990s, Javed began to take a dangerous interest in young boys, particularly those who were poor, orphaned, or homeless. He opened a video game arcade in Lahore, which became a hub for street children. To these vulnerable boys, Javed appeared as a kind and generous figure, offering them food, shelter, and money. But his intentions were far from noble. Javed would lure boys to his home, where he drugged, assaulted, and eventually murdered them. His method was methodical and chilling. After killing his victims, he dissolved their bodies in acid to destroy any evidence. He kept detailed records of each boy, including their photographs and personal belongings, which were later discovered by the police. The confession and national shock. In December 1999, Javed sent letters to the police and a local newspaper, confessing to the murder of 100 boys. His confession wasn't vague, it was detailed and horrifying. In the letter, he claimed that he was driven by revenge against the police for their failure to address crimes against vulnerable children. When the police raided his home in Lahore, they found evidence that confirmed his claims. Acid-filled containers, blood-stained clothing, and photographs of his victims painted a gruesome picture of his crimes. The nation was horrified. Parents feared for their children, and the media covered the case relentlessly. The arrest and trial. Javed Iqbal went on the run after his confession but was arrested in January 2000. During his trial, he showed no remorse. He even claimed that he had been wronged by society and that his crimes were a way to highlight the plight of neglected children. His lack of empathy shocked the court and the nation. The trial concluded with Javed being convicted of 100 murders. The judge's sentence was symbolic and unprecedented. You will be strangled with the same chain you used on your victims, cut into 100 pieces, and dissolved in acid. This punishment reflected the brutality of his crimes, but it was never carried out. The end of Javed Iqbal. On October 8, 2001, while awaiting his execution in Kot Lakhpat jail, Javed Iqbal was found dead in his cell. His death was officially ruled a suicide, as he was found hanging alongside one of his accomplices. However, speculation remains that his death may have been orchestrated by prison authorities or other inmates seeking revenge. With Javed Iqbal's death, many questions were left unanswered. His case remains one of the most chilling chapters in Pakistan's criminal history. The story of Javed Iqbal is a grim reminder of the vulnerabilities of neglected children and the dangers of unchecked mental health issues. It teaches us the importance of vigilance, community care, and holding systems accountable for protecting society and #039's most vulnerable members. Evil doesn't arise in isolation, it festers in the cracks of neglect and ignorance. Let us learn from this tragedy to ensure that no child is ever left unprotected. Thank you for watching The Murder Maze. If you found this story thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories.